past, yes.
Not a lot.
Arne.
Hello.
Sam?
What's the news on Isaac?
I don't have any news on him, but if a player scores and then gets injured and doesn't come back on the pitch, so doesn't try to come back, which is what Conor Bradley, for example, did, but I had to take him off as well because he couldn't go on. But if a player doesn't even try to come back, that's usually not a good thing, but I cannot say anything more than that. That is just gut feeling, but nothing medical to say about it.
But he hasn't got any gut feeling of his own, has he, about it?
Haven't spoken to him about that yet, but it's a good thing that he scored. Good goal, assisted by Florian Wirtz. Said last week already that players are getting better, our team is getting better. Again, wasn't perfect today, especially not in the last 10 minutes. But in the meantime, we pick up points, and I see the team developing in the way I would like them to see.
Arne, that must make it all the more frustrating losing Alex, because that's probably
Yeah.
the sort of moment you've been looking forward to, Florian playing pass to him and combining with you.
Yeah, that's what we would like to see happening a lot. Good finish, good pass. But yeah, let's not be too negative yet. Yeah, maybe we don't know yet. So let's hope he's back with us soon. But yeah, difficult to say to you now.
Adam?
I mean, I guess just sort of what's the overall reaction to that? Because it's obviously a massive win, but it looks like it's going to come at a cost not just with Alex, but with Jeremy perhaps as well.
No, Jeremy has no problem at all. I didn't want to go down to 10 men for 30 seconds. I think this is the only country where if players are injured, they need to go 30 seconds off. With a head injury, even 45. So I adapted to that. I knew there wasn't long to play, and I thought we struggled a lot with a +1. So playing 10v10 for half a minute with him being on the floor, yes or no, then just go with Federico. So no problem with him. But with Alex and with Conor, we have to wait. And yeah. You could see our bench today as well, but this is not for the first time in the last few weeks, and we're picking up points, and that's the main thing. We're not the only team that suffers injuries in this period in England, because we play so many games. This is quite normal that teams have injuries in this period of time.
Tony?
Arne, after all the difficulties, you're nearly top 4 again. I mean, how do you assess where you are and what the last sort of few weeks have been?
No, of course we're happy with that, but when we started the season, it wasn't as if I was thrilled and completely happy when we were top 4. We're always aiming for the best possible, and after the very good start we had, we were disappointed with the run of results we had afterwards. But yeah, I think you've said it. We are now maybe on equal points for top 4, I don't exactly know. But don't forget it, in the Champions League we've done quite well with a very difficult draw. I think I see a lot of teams that have hardly ever points, but we haven't faced them. So I think it's never been as bad as people said. But it's also true that we are definitely not perfect yet. But we knew this when we made so many changes in the summer, that it would take time. Maybe because we won the first 5 or 6 games, everybody thought, oh, this will just go so easily. But as a club, ownership, Richard, Michael, all the other people knew that change could also go with different results, and that is shown to be true.
Welcome.
Arne, obviously down to 10 men, you were put under a lot of pressure. You're saying at Newcastle. Can you describe why that happened? I mean, with the numerical advantage, you just look for a bit more composure, or is that just naturally the way the game goes? The team gets a goal and we start getting a bit of momentum.
No, that is definitely true. That last thing. it's always difficult if I try to explain why it is difficult. Then people tell me afterwards, you tell too much to your future opponents. I think it was quite obvious what Newcastle did, and it was quite obvious what Tottenham did. But maybe then I shouldn't say it. But in the meantime, when we had the ball, that was what hurt me the most, because from the 9 minutes of added time which ended up with 10, completely correct by the way, this time. I think they had 95% of the ball. So every time we had the ball, we kicked it away or we threw it away, or it was unbelievable that we couldn't keep the ball a bit longer. So yeah, then you have to defend for 8.5 minutes. Or 9 minutes, 9.5 minutes.
Last one here.
Arne, it was obviously difficult those 10 minutes to stoppage time. How pleased were you to see Christian Romero get sent off and just make it that little bit easier for those last few minutes?
I thought it would mean that it was a bit easier, but in reality it wasn't. So of course they still had the free kick, and I know what a special player Porto is and how good of a free kick he has. He showed that already with the corner kick he took, which led eventually to the goal in some other moments. So I thought let's first survive this free kick. And to be honest, I thought against 9 we will probably be able then to keep them away from our goal. But it looked as if we were down to 9 and they were with 11, because it was attack after attack after attack, which didn't lead to a goal.
Both decisions correct.
The second one I haven't seen, so there was the second yellow. So I thought one of our players got a yellow, and I was like, how can Ibu get a yellow card for this? But Ibu wasn't even on a yellow. But then I saw that they got one, so I don't know what happened, why he got the second yellow. The first one was with Xavi Simons. I don't think he had any intention to do it, but yeah, if you see it back, where he touches him from behind, touch, the height, I think it was calf Achilles. This time, already a few times in games when other teams made fouls like that against us, it didn't lead to a red card. But this time it did, and I think I've seen multiple times that these fouls are a red card. But I've seen this season a few times when other teams made these same fouls against us that it wasn't. So you always rely a little bit on who is the VAR and what does which decision makes the referee.
Chaps, thank you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, sorry. Why you?
Merry Christmas.
You too.
Plenty of character shown by your team going down to 10 and 9 men. What did you think of that, also the 2 red cards?
I think overall it was a good performance tonight. I'm proud of the players and the team, how they responded to. I think actually the first 30 was also good from us. and how we responded to setbacks through the game. Something we've been working very hard on because that's the biggest thing the best teams need to do. How do we respond to setbacks in a game? Because the best teams, they deal with that and move on and keep going, stick to the plan. We talked about before, structure and everything, and today I think we did that excellent. I think there was great personality and character in the team. Get the first red, which I've seen being given before. I also said before, definitely a few times in Brentford, also seen others. I don't like this as a red card. I think the game is probably too big to say gone, but for me it's not reckless. It's not that it's come with exceptional force. He's chasing Van Dijk. He's trying to put pressure, and then he changed direction, and then unfortunately his foot is on his Achilles, and you could say, you need to be smarter, don't do it and all that, but so we're not allowed to have physical contact anymore. So that's the thing. So the next thing on that, if you get 3 days, which I don't understand, how can you get 3 days on something that's not reckless? That's absolutely wrong. We probably can't appeal it. Okay, so that was excellent. Responded excellent to that. Then second one was the 1-0 goal. Okay, we kept going, and then I think the second goal is a mistake from the ref. I think there's 2 hands in the back, clear 2 hands back. I don't understand it. How you can do that. Everywhere else, we've seen that 1,000 times out there on the pitch. Someone go up in a header, a goal kick into the centre back, 2 hands in the back of the boom, foul. But apparently not in the penalties box. I think that was the biggest mistake, in my opinion. And from VAR, but apparently that was not enough. We kept going.
Second red.
I also think we got on the wrong end on 2. You can see there's probably a reason why the whole team reacted as they do. I think that's probably a good indicator. Normally, if it's one player reacting, if it's the whole team, probably because there's something about it. I think that's we all played football enough and seen enough football. There's something probably around that. So I can't see if it's right or wrong that he gives the first yellow. Second yellow, I see 2 big boys competing. Konate is absolutely smashing through Kuti. It's a foul. It's nothing. I'm not saying more. His foot landed on Kuti's head. Not a yellow. I'm not saying that. Kuti makes a reaction. I think I guess it can be given, but also I guess it can be not given.
I mean, it's an emotional game, but does your captain have to kind of control his emotions when you're chasing that equaliser?
I think any player needs to control their emotions and be cool-headed. It's not only because you're a captain then you need to be exceptionally cool-headed. That's also always good, of course. We're talking about a very passionate player that's been very good for this club and team in many years.
Jerry, please. It certainly got the crowd back on board as well, didn't it? The commitment shown by the team, but also that sort of adversity. Is it sometimes it takes a little bit of that to get the crowd sort of really behind you and really pumped up?
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but definitely the crowd was excellent. The fans were excellent today. I think they kept us going throughout the game, and especially the last, let's say, 20. They almost sucked the second goal into the net as well. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. That would have been an excellent comeback.
Thomas. Just slightly broader picture. That was Tottenham's 11th home league defeat in 2025. That's the most the club have ever had in a calendar year in their entire history. They've only won 4 league games at home in 2025, which is the second worst since 1915. Can I just get your reaction to that? And it's surely unacceptable.
I think it's fair to say, as I said from the beginning, that it's so important that we do everything we can to make our home a fortress. And to make that home a fortress, we need more performances like we did today. Today there was a few bits that didn't go our way. I think also a great effort for Kolo Muani. If that goes in 1-1, a little bit of margin there, then probably don't concede the 2-0. Then it's not a goal I need to discuss, and so all those things you need a little bit going your way. I think stats you can spin either way. Overall, we as a club need to make a a home that is very difficult to come to.
George, Jerry, if you can pass that to George.
Thomas, you just spoke about Xavi missing the next 3 games. I mean, how sort of disappointed are you for him? Because he'll feel like he's let the team down tonight, but even Arne Slot was saying that he's seen them not given this season against Liverpool.
Sorry again, sorry.
How sort of disappointed are you for Xavi? Because not only will he feel like he's let the team down today, he's now going to miss the next 3 games and a really busy period.
And you said something in the end?
Arne Slot said he's seen that decision against Liverpool a few times this season and not always be a red card as well.
That's why probably it's good, Arne and I at least agree on that one. So yeah, that's of course disappointing. I think it's you know, I think it's harsh to say, you know, because if it was intentional or a very stupid tackle, which I don't think it is, then it's one thing. So I just think it's too harsh that a tackle like that can be 3 days.
And how much are you going to miss him now over this busy festive period in being sort of...
Yeah, of course, this 1 game, okay, that's one thing, but 3 games, of course, is too much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.